Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about the 3 most common reasons for failure. And when I say failure, this is failure to see results in League, failure to enjoy League, and even quitting the game. So with the rank split coming to a close, this is the perfect opportunity to kick off this video with the first reason, time pressure. When you have a self-imposed deadline on when you need to hit a certain rank, this causes you to focus on the rank and fixate on the results of your game to the detriment of your performance. You will play worse, you will have less fun, you will improve less, and it'll work directly against what you so desire with those results. The game will start to become an emotional roller coaster for you, where you're ecstatic with the wins and you're depressed with the losses, and this is going to become unsustainable quite quickly as you'll become burnt out. The best way to find results is to not think about results at all, but instead to be courageous and embrace the improvement process wholeheartedly, where we focus on improving game by game and enjoying playing the game and actually expressing our skills. We trust that results inevitably follow, but our main motivation is in-game performance and honing our craft. Recently, I fell prey to this and forced myself to take a break from solo queue. I've been quite busy working on a lot behind the scenes for School of Support, and I wanted to hit Challenger within a certain time frame so I can say this split, like all past seasons and splits, I peaked Challenger. I played too many games too quickly. I was much too focused on the results. I played really poorly. I didn't enjoy myself. And I stopped myself before I fell too far down that spiral. It's just not worth it. I see this factor the most with splits coming to an end. So that's why I really wanted to make a video on this before the split ended. So if we're trying to cram results in like we're procrastinating for a test, of course, it's not really going to work out how we want it to. This also happens quite a lot if you set aside dedicated time for you to play a lot of League, or if you invest your time or your money into content or coaching and you feel like you owe yourself or them the results that you're after to justify the investment. So there are a lot of ways that we can arrive at this issue of the sense of time pressure. We just want to avoid it at all costs. If you find yourself in this situation, we just have to be mindful. What I found to work the best is to fully embrace the possibility that you won't hit the rank by your dedicated deadline and being comfortable with that outcome. I sat down, I visualized that I'm not going to hit Challenger. I'm going to spend more time working on the website and doing things behind the scene. The world isn't going to burst into flames and my life won't be over. The game isn't going anywhere. And we understand that, good things take time. The next reason is having unsustainable schedules. So this is self-explanatory. When you create a schedule for yourself that is just unsustainable in the long run, whether that's writing up a weekly schedule where you're detailing exactly how many games you'll be playing a day, or once again setting aside some time to spam League and nothing else, or going in depth as to how your improvement is going to take place with overly complex reviews and spreadsheets for notes and things like this. On one hand, it's great that you're passionate and you're excited and you really want to give a lot to the game and get the most out of it. But from my observations, this doesn't work out how we expect it to. And this one hurts the most for me to talk about because I've seen many students through my coaching who have done this and they inevitably crumble and quit. My theory is that this unsustainable schedule has one of 2 problems. The first problem is that when you start to treat League like this, like a job, tracking hours and filling learning quota, you lose the fun and excitement. League of Legends is a competitive outlet and you can learn from it, but at the end of the day, it is a game and you don't want to lose sight of that and the importance of having fun in your journey. The most successful journeys I've seen are from those who enjoy playing and thinking about the game and don't try to rush it or overcomplicate it. Number 2 is that there might be a certain personality or behavioral pattern that accompanies this approach. It's like bouncing between hobbies, struggling to commit to one project, going really hard at something one week and then the very next week you're fixating on something else. I'm not saying this is good or bad, this is just an observation and I myself fully resonate with this as I've been one of the biggest perpetrators of jumping around hobbies. I've changed between 3 different majors at university. I've played and discarded a bunch of different traditional sports. I've cycled through competitive video games lasting less than a couple of weeks. League is probably the only skill I've maintained for the long term. And I'm not going to say this is how it's going to work for everyone, but I've gotten a lot out of it because I've put a lot in it consistently. If you don't mind bouncing around between hobbies and you just want to play League on summer breaks or something like that, all the more power to you. It can be fun to keep it fresh and to solve new puzzles with different games continuously. But if you do want to be able to commit to League better, then I encourage you. It can be addicting, that feeling of, the burst of progress of learning a skill initially. You can feel on top of the world when you pick up something for the first time and then you notice that insane rate of improvement. But it's even more rewarding when you're really struggling in the trenches and you're having that slow but consistent progress, and then you make a breakthrough. And so you're actually, progressing towards expertise at a craft instead of just bouncing around between beginner, intermediate phases. The last common reason for failure is out of game. In order to get the most out of this wonderful game we share, we need to be as healthy and motivated and stress-free as possible. Unfortunately, League of Legends is just not a game to play to de-stress and to unwind. It's competitive, it's fast, it's brutal. So we unfortunately really do have to pay attention to the rest of our life and circumstances for the best results. I always bring up diet, sleep, and exercise first because these three are always within your control. I don't care how busy your schedule is, how rough your finances are. You can eat less trash, you can go for a walk or a run, and you can get better quality sleep. I've noticed a lot of immediate success encouraging my students to embrace these more, where they were otherwise demotivated, going on lost streaks, and requiring frequent breaks. So those are the easiest to impact out-of-game habits that can really help us out. There are also going to be some deeper out-of-game issues that frequently can derail your journey. This could be stress about work or school. It could be lack of general well-being, maybe not fulfilling your ambitions or the potential that you perceive that you have, or maybe not having projects to work on, poor intimate or friendly relationships, whatever the case may be. There's no shortcut solution to these areas in your life, right? But as long as we understand its importance to our performance and improvement in a competitive game like League of Legends, then I'm happy. I think the best way to conceptualize League is that League is the best for you when it's the cherry on top of your life. You have a solid foundation, and then League of Legends just complements that foundation. And it just allows you to flourish at the game. If League takes up too much of your life, you'll naturally be more emotionally invested in all the ups and downs, and you're just going to get worn out because you can't take comfort from other areas of your life. The last point for out of game is sometimes there are just external unavoidable circumstances, right? Maybe you're going to be stuck at your parents' house with shitty internet for the next month. Oh well, whatever, we're going to put League on the shelf for now. Maybe you have an incredibly busy schedule, you don't have the time or the energy for a competitive game like League in the evening. Oh well, we're just going to put it on the shelf for now. Sometimes we just can't find a reasonable solution to that, and that's totally fine. But I think it's important to give League of Legends the respect it deserves, being so competitive and fast-paced and emotionally and cognitively demanding. Thanks for bearing with me through this heavier topic. I know that self-reflection can be quite jarring, but I hope that you found some value out of this either way. Thanks for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed. Big thank you to all of my Patreons over here. I really couldn't do this without you. The links for coaching, for Patreon, for my School of Support Discord server, for socials, they're all going to be linked in the description below. Any and all support is greatly appreciated.